Alright guys, so today we're talking about swales. And what is a swale? A swale is basically a depression in the ground that will carry water to where we want it to go by gravity. So what we've done here is we've drawn up a Google SketchUp here, a 3D model of a little house on a lot that has proper drainage on it. You can see the outer boundary of the property. Right now there's no neighbors shown there. But what happens here is in this particular layout, the way this plot plan was drawn is you've got what they call a horseshoe swale. There's a swale that actually goes around the back of the house there, and there's a high point in the middle of the back. And what happens is any water droplets that land in this light green area on the outside there will run down to that horseshoe swale, and depending on which part of the backyard or side yard it hits, it'll run out to the street to where it runs to a street drain. Sometimes you'll see, if it's a really flat lot, you'll see a yard drain in the back that it'll be pitched to. Ideally, we don't want a yard drain just because of the fact that it can clog and then it can flood if somebody's not there to unclog it. But you can see we've got a positive pitch on the driveway away from the garage door to prevent water from going back into the garage. And we've basically got a 1 in 10 slope away from the house, which will prevent us from having any moisture and basement problems, or should help at least. And like I said, anything that will land around, any droplet of water that lands on the house or next to it is going to quickly run away down to the swale, and then by gravity will run out to the street. In a light rain, it may never make it there because of the fact that it will infiltrate into the grass or soil. Let's talk a little bit about the neighbors. Now, let me say one other thing here. Make sure that when you're doing things to your property, typically the builder that designed the house in today's world will have a plot plan. They'll grade this lot per the plot plan, and a lot of times the municipality will have a grade inspection to make sure it's done properly. Make sure that if you have a landscaper come in after that, you give them a copy of your plot plan so that they can conform to that same grading plan. The other thing to do is make sure you don't put anything in these swales that will impede the flow, such as maybe a fence or a landscape bed. That's not good. It's going to cause water to back up, and you're going to have drainage problems. So the other thing is typically what they do, engineers in today's world, is when the neighbor next door builds a house, they make sure that the water that lands on that property will stay on that property, or there may be swales on the property line, but they don't direct water from that new property to yours. It's just something that's it's standard practice.